Hot en el bloque. Hot en el bloque. Las 5 top de la semana.
Hola mis amores, bienvenidos a Hot en el bloque, donde te damos noticias locas, lo que está trending en las redes sociales y también un poquito de bochinche porque a quien no le gusta el bochinche.
Claro que sí. What's up with you, Kat?
What's up, Vikingo? And we're live. I love this for us.
I know, we're doing this for the first time here.
We're doing this for the first time.
Para la gente que no saben, ahora mismo estamos en vivo en nuestro Instagram Live. Kat está por su lado, yo estoy por el mío y estamos representando lo que es la línea de Latino Mixx aquí en New York.
Sí, estamos juntos pero no revueltos.
Exacto. So what else? What are we talking about today exactly?
So, como te estaba contando, Vikingo, ¿tú
Dime.
conoces a una persona sucia que no le gusta bañarse, no le gusta hacer nada?
Cuando estaban chiquitos, sí.
¿Sabes que yo era así? Yo odiaba los baños.
¿Es verdad?
I hated it.
Why?
I don't know why. I hated to take a shower.
¿Tú conoces gente que no le gusta bañarse?
Yo cuando era chiquita,
Ajá.
pero ahora, of course, you take showers, pero yo chiquita, I hated it.
Let's ask the people right here. Do you know somebody that doesn't like to take showers?
Hola, si ustedes conocen a alguien que tiene poor hygiene, like que ellos no le gusta bañarse, no le gusta nada.
Comenten ahí los nombres.
Comente ahí, déjenos saber. Bueno, vamos a hablar de este hombre recientemente que se dio a conocer como Amujaí. Y el hombre tiene 94 años, pero por 50 años él no se tomó ni un baño.
Who does that?
The dirtiest man.
Like, who does that, Kat? Like, really, who does that?
People who...
¿Tú crees que ese hombre tuvo
No,
relaciones?
You think so?
¿Tú crees que ese hombre tuvo relaciones sexuales con una mujer sabiendo que él no se bañó por 50 años?
Ah, somebody said my son. Mine too. My Kyle hates taking showers too, so I get it. So supuestamente que él pensaba en una conspiracy que el agua y el jabón lo iban a matar, que they were not good for your body.
¿Nah?
Pero the weird part es que después de que se tomó su primer baño, después de 50 años que no se había bañado,
Ajá.
él falleció.
¿Y de qué? De limpieza.
De limpieza. Pero I also have a friend,
Ajá.
I have a friend que no le gusta usar desodorante.
Ajá.
Entonces ella usa limones. Y ella tampoco, ella cree que el cuerpo no se debe lavar todos los días, que debe lavarse cada 2 días.
You think so?
Well, I'm just telling you, that's one of my friends.
But what do you think of your friend not taking a shower every 2 days? Like, dime.
I don't know. I mean, I think that I feel like you should take care of your body. I mean, that's kind of gross, don't you think?
I think it's gross. What do people think here? Ya tú sabes, deja tu comentario ahí en el live. We're going to go back with a song. We will be right back aquí en Hot en el bloque.
Regresamos con Hot en el bloque.
No te muevas. Ya regresamos. Después de esta pausa.
Y regresamos con Hot en el bloque, solo aquí en Latino Mixx. Y hoy estamos haciendo algo diferente y we're going live with Vikingo.
Yes.
So we could interact with our listeners. Y ahora vamos a hablar de otro tópico un poquito más serio. Vikingo, are you married?
I'm not married. I haven't given you that ring yet.
¿Y el anillo para cuándo?
Todavía no te he dado el anillo, so I haven't got married yet. Pero ahí por ahí tiene que haber una que va a decir Vikingo.
Vikingo. Bueno, hoy vamos a hablar, do you know Reddit?
Yeah, I know Reddit.
You know Reddit? Do you like Reddit?
You can say yes and no. It depends.
I like Reddit. I feel like it has a lot of cool, stuff.
It does.
That it's like, I don't know.
What do you look for in Reddit?
Everything.
Tell me,
it has some fictional story. It has some crime stories. It has diferentes tópicos.
Sí.
It has different things, and I love it. So I came across this debate online y decía así: marry men. What's one thing you wish you could tell your wife, but won't because you know it will start a fight?
What is it?
So what are some things, Vikingo, when you've been in a relationship that you wanted to tell your significant other, but that you couldn't do it because you knew it was going to start a fight? What are some of those things?
No dejarla salir.
No dejarla salir.
No dejarla salir.
Pero que you wouldn't let her go out?
Like before, when I was mad young, and I'm gonna be real, I'm a mad young, I was a little bit toxic.
No.
I was a little bit toxic. And I don't know what happened, pero después de esa relación fue que yo dije, no, ¿pa' qué?
Really?
Yeah, of course. We all go through
So
that.
you were like, no, you can't go out. You have to stay home.
No, it's just nah, don't go to the club with your girls because I know what you're gonna do.
Oh my God.
I know you're gonna go get drunk with your girls y todos esos hombres. Yo le tengo confianza a ellos, pero no a los hombres. Eso fue en aquellos momentos.
That used to be you?
That used to be me back in the day.
Oh my God. You guys gotta loosen up a little bit.
I don't know, Kat. I don't know. When I was young, I'm 38 now. We're talking about when I was like 20. You know what I mean? Like 17 years ago.
Bueno, this Reddit thread, ¿verdad? These are some of the things that men feel like they want to say to their wives, but they can't because it's going to start an argument.
Yeah.
So one said that he would like to say to his wife that talking louder in an argument does not mean that you're right.
Exactly.
And he's definitely talking about a Latin woman.
Oh.
Because I feel like Latin women...
Yeah, they get aggressive.
And they want to talk loud thinking that that's going to win the argument.
Do you talk loud, Kat?
No. Like I avoid, like I go silent.
You don't talk at all?
No. I go super silent. Like I won't talk for like 3-4 days.
Like you're that kind of girl.
Like if I get upset, I don't talk for like top 5 days. I don't want to say anything.
Like, and after the 5th day, what do you say? When you come back and you revisit
and then I start thinking about like what bothered me, then I could be like, listen, this is what bothered me. This is why I was upset. But I'm not going to like a screaming match.
Yeah.
You can scream the loudest. No, that wouldn't be me.
But you know what? A lot of the guys, us guys, we like to take care of the situation right there and right there. Like if we don't like to revisit a conversation 3 or 4 days later.
Yeah, because you guys want to just be over with it. But like, no.
Ustedes lo que hacen es
you want to drag it out.
Yeah, like why? Like there's no reason for that. Like let's just talk about it right now and get it over with. Do you guys agree on the Instagram live?
Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree that you should talk about what bothers you right away, or you should wait? Because some people need like a little bit of a break. Like if something bothers me, I need a little break to think about it.
Exactly.
And I need to like marinate on it.
Well, you can think about it in a little, like
why does this bother me so much?
Like you can take 10, 15 minutes, but not like 5 days.
I need like 3 days.
Like not 5 days. Like para qué? You know, like that's a good. ¿Qué piensan la gente ahí? Comenten que cuando regresemos después de este tema, we're gonna talk about that. All right, we'll be right back aquí en Hot en el Bloque.
Hot en el Bloque por Latino Mixx.
We're back.
We're back here con Hot en el Bloque.
What's up, Kat?
What's up, Vikingo?
Yo, get that mic closer to you, please. Get the
Okay.
mic closer to you, because we know we're on Instagram Live ahora mismo, hablando con el público de nosotros. Y let's talk about that. Let's talk why you women take about 3 to 4 days to answer back.
Because, Vikingo, us women need time to process information. We need to know what are we mad about, what is upsetting us, and we need some time to process it.
So talk to me about, you're telling that el hombre bruto.
No, I'm saying that us women, we just need a little bit more time.
Pero ¿para qué?
To like really process why we're mad. Sometimes we forget why we're mad.
All right, let's get mad right now. Like let's recreate a process of getting mad. Like tú y yo no encojonamos.
Let's not. I don't want to be mad. I want to be happy.
Like if I get you mad, like
no, Vikingo, I want to be happy.
You don't like candy. So let's say, for example, yo te doy un chocolate y le pongo mucho dulce. Mucho dulce. Y tú te lo bebes.
That wouldn't upset me.
It wouldn't?
What would upset me is like if I'm calling you and you don't answer the phone.
Qué tóxica. You so toxic. You so toxic.
A little bit, but let's go back to this thread. You ready?
Dale.
So a couple of married men, they were asked, what's one thing that you wish you could tell your wife, but won't because you know it will start an argument, right?
Yeah.
So, ¿cuáles son algunas cosas que usted le quiere decir a su esposa, pero no le dice because you know if you say it or mention it, it's going to start a fight? So, one of them said, he really wishes that he could tell his wife how fucking dumb it is, sorry for the cursing, how dumb it is that she gets mad at him over something she dreamt about. Has that ever happened to you?
I had a relationship
a
long time ago that I told her, yo me soñé con mi ex y
you don't say that, Vikingo.
I was a kid. I was wild. I didn't care. Like,
oh my God.
Like I really didn't care. Like I told her straight up, hey, me soñé con mi ex, pero no piense que fue algo, you know, like like sexual. It's just like
no.
I wasn't specific.
Bingo.
I wasn't specific.
You're messing up.
Me botaron.
You're messing up.
Me botaron.
Bueno, algunas mujeres, there's some women, right, that they might dream that either you were being unfaithful or you're, not doing the right thing, and then that would upset them. So what he's saying is, I wish she understood how dumb it is for you to be upset at me for a dream that you had that is not even real.
I know. Why? Why would you get upset?
¿Por qué le dijiste vikingo?
I can't see the comments here. It's like frozen. Let me get out of here on the Instagram live y respondete eso.
Vikingo is suicidal.
We'll be right back.
Hot en el bloque.
Oh my God. Raider said, yo me atreví a decirle una vez, you're the one who's pregnant, not me. Oh my God. That's so mean.
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that?
Oye, para la gente que no saben, before we went to a commercial break, we was talking about Kat. What we was talking about?
We were talking about Liga de Justicia, y si usted ha tenido un accidente de carro o si usted ha tenido lesiones en el trabajo o simplemente tiene una pregunta de inmigración, llame a Liga de Justicia, tus abogados al rescate. Ellos tienen 30 años de experiencia, la consulta es gratis, hablan tu idioma. El número de teléfono es 1-800-355-1234.
De regreso. De regreso. En Hot en el bloque.
Hot en el bloque.
Regresamos con Hot en el bloque. Dale play a tu bocina. Y tú sabes que aquí te traemos noticias locas, lo que está trending en las redes sociales. Y también un poquito de bochinche, porque tenemos a Anthony y Vikingo, los bochincheros número 1 de Latino Mixx.
¡Huepa!
¡Hueva! Shots fire.
Pero bueno.
Yo, go straight to the topic. ¿A qué fue que entró Anthony aquí?
Anthony,
Dile.
you don't even know what you just walked into.
Oh, it's fire.
Anthony, are you familiar with Reddit?
Reddit? No, I read it a couple of times.
So este es un platform, ¿verdad? Como like a social media platform donde la gente va and they have like discussions, there's different like news that you could find here. So aquí había alguien que there was a guy who was asking a question, so the thread was like super funny. I was reading the comments. So él preguntó, married man, what's one thing that you wish you could tell your wife but you won't because you know it will start a fight?
Wow.
On the spot.
The spot.
So
yes.
we already started with, ¿verdad? One of them said, a friend of mine wishes he could tell his wife how dumb it is that she gets mad at him over something that she dreamt of.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So Vikingo said, I remember one time I told my significant other that I had a dream with my ex.
Oh.
Hey, Anthony,
But I didn't tell her what
do you
it
want to tell
was.
him?
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Edúcame.
I'm surprised he's alive.
Where did I mess up right there?
First of all, put an X on that topic. You don't bring that topic up. That's number one. But I got to say, man, that's tough, especially when you're having dreams. I mean, dreams go all over the place. You don't even control that kind of thing.
But you don't say it, right? You don't say it.
No. When did it slip out on you?
It slipped. I just said it. Like, yo, guess what? I just had a dream about my ex last night. She's like, and you're sleeping next to me? What?
Wow.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That was just, it was horrible.
no.
You want to tell us about it?
No, I already kind of did.
I don't want to relive the story.
I don't want to relive the story. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things I don't think you should necessarily share. That
Like what?
Well, I mean, don't share your food.
Okay.
With your ex.
But do you know in your relationship that if you say something, she will get mad?
Automatics?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? If you forget something, you're wrong without even saying a word. So let's say it's a birthday or whatever the case is.
Uh-huh.
You didn't say it was a birthday. You already started off on the wrong foot.
Okay.
So I don't think it takes much trouble for us to get into trouble. I mean, we're automatic.
Okay, y la otra is, which this one gets a little tricky, right? So the other one was, I wish I could tell her that her friends are dirtbags.
Hey.
Wow, friends.
Wow.
Man. That's tricky because it's like you have really, really close friends, right? Oh, my phone just...
You know what you need to do? I feel like you need to almost find a way to twist the conversation and just be like, for our future, with regards to progress. Because if you kind of just label it as your friends, then it's you drew the line.
You drew the line, and it's kind of like, what are you trying to say?
Yeah.
you know?
But that's how you met me, right?
Right. And like you knew my friends before. Like, are you saying like I'm a dirtbag because those are my friends?
That's right. Which one of your friends told you that?
No, but like it has happened, right? You have those people that you date.
Yeah.
But then after a while, they don't really become friends of your friends.
No, and friends are an interesting thing. Friends are that kind of thing you grow out of.
Right.
So then, she might be thinking you're growing out of her. And it might be looked at as something like, wait a second, I thought we connected on something.
Right. Especially, I guess, if you're that married friend and then you have the single friend, right? Because then it becomes very different.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Especially when you got friends that have kids, friends that don't have kids. You're all looking at different interests. But, I mean, variety is what we want, right?
Right. You want to learn something different.
Yeah. Some of this stuff really just becomes to be like, how would I say, like, just nonsense.
Yeah.
Just noise and distraction. In reality, it's like it's hard to have a relationship day one.
Right.
You should be fortunate you have a couple of friends that want to hang out. Like,
Right.
So why people gotta stop fighting?
But would you, okay, so that's a good point. Now, would you tell your significant other if you felt that friend was acting like a dirt, like if she wasn't a really good friend? Like, let's say your wife was always thinking about this one friend, planning her birthday or something, and she was always going out of her way for this friend, but this one friend never went out of her way for your significant other.
Right.
Would you bring it up or would you just let them handle that situation?
Well, the situation's got to be something that's got to include me. Otherwise, I'm not going to fight that
You're
fight.
not gonna get involved.
It's got to be something like, your friend did something that affected me or us.
Us, okay.
Yeah, but otherwise, no, I'm not bringing that up.
See, Anthony lives in the gray area.
Yeah.
He does.
He's just like, leave me alone. Let me live my life.
Let me hang out in the shade under the tree. I'm good.
Oh,
I'm still waiting for the answer. ¿Qué es algo que tú sabes que tú dirías en tu casa y la mujer tuya se quilla?
Huh. If you say those things that they say on TV, lo que dicen en la televisión como que digan, no, yo soy el hombre de la casa.
Ajá.
Like,
Yeah.
right away, you're an idiot.
Right
Like,
away.
You know
you know
it's coming.
not to say
Like,
that.
what's the thing that she will do that you know that she got pissed off? Like, what are the things that you know if you say something or you do something, or even if you don't do
Critica
something?
critica la comida.
Oh, my
Tú sabes el
God,
sacrificio
nunca.
que yo tomé para hacer eso. Yo llegué cansado y yo hice ese plato de comida. Like, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
How long you been married?
Right now, 12 years.
12
Wow.
years? And those 12 years,
19 juntos.
okay, 19 juntos. En esos años que tuvieron de noviazgo, let's say, for example, what are things that you learned that she didn't like that you said, I can't get married with her like this, so that I gotta be careful?
Primeramente, me gustan todos los platos. So, no hay un plato de comida que no me
Anthony,
gustó.
you should just start a book, okay? Start a book and teaching these men how to act.
How to survive
How to
marriage.
survive marriage.
So after todos los platos de comida, ¿qué otra cosa que tú supiste?
Wow, bueno, los platos de comida es number one, right? Porque eso es otra cosa. Y la limpieza de la casa.
Okay.
Como tienen la casa organizada, si la tienen
Sí.
bien organizada, dele aplauso, sea feliz y date cuenta de todo. Se cambió el cabello, otro tipo de maquillaje. Yeah.
Cat, la tienen entrenada,
Lo tienen entrenado.
Like,
I'm
la
just
tienen
saying.
ahí.
I think, I'm thinking, let's start a course where Anthony comes in and he shows his husbands how not to get yelled at, how to not get kicked out of the house.
Yeah.
And how to be treated right because
Yeah.
he knows all the good things.
He knows it all.
I gotta say, you know what? It's not that much different than your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, tu mamá siempre como.
That's true.
Si tú ves como tu mamá era con tu papá o lo que tu mamá esperaba
Yeah.
de ti, you'll be all right.
You'll be all right, yeah.
You'll be all right, yeah.
What are things, Kat, that you know in a relationship that él no le guste una cosa?
What do you mean?
Así mismo, like, besides a guy, like the girl for you, like, what was something that would piss you off in a relationship?
That a guy did?
Yeah.
Like I said, not answering the phone, going missing.
You're missing for how many days?
No, we're not. So listen, you go missing for like 5 hours. That's
5
enough for
hours?
Me. That's enough for me.
That's like-
What the hell were you doing for those 5 hours?
Have you gotten that, Anthony, in your relationship?
5 hours? I mean, listen, nah.
You better be. You
Like,
better be
that's too
very-
much, right?
That's too much.
It
Yeah.
is.
What? If you didn't answer your phone for 5 hours, you're saying your wife would be okay.
I gotta be on a plane or something like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
You
like,
see what I'm saying?
I mean, like, yo entiendo, tú sabes que la cosa no es de celo. First of all, no es de celo. Y si es de
It's-
celo, ahí hay un problema
It's
más profundo.
safety. Are
Yeah.
you safe?
Anthony, this girl, esa mujer que tú estás viendo ahí, esa mujer, Ella es tóxica.
My phone got really hot, so the live finished, but I want to go back. Pero I am not tóxica, okay?
So now you're not toxic?
No.
Okay,
No,
okay.
Just a little bit.
No, you know what? Si la persona está entrando a un lugar donde ellos te están diciendo que es por tu seguridad, que es por el otro, que el otro, tiene que tener cuidado, porque esto se vuelve rutina y alguna vez se está alimentando a una inseguridad y eso se vuelve muy peligroso.
Claro,
Yeah.
Do you think I don't know, creo que sea inseguridad, creo que es más de, like you said, I want to make sure that you're safe.
Yeah, but how much making sure you're safe? Because let me ask you a question. Something's going on right now, right?
Yeah.
And you can't catch me on the phone. You think, like, if I'm getting chased through the woods by a guy with an axe, I ain't got time to go get the phone. I'm trying to climb a tree or something like that.
Anthony, for 5 hours?
Y se cayó el teléfono. I'm on the top of a tree.
Tú nunca sabes. Tú nunca sabes.
Okay, so let's say your wife no contesta el teléfono for 5 hours. What happens then?
Well, you know, I had a scary situation happen one time.
Did you?
Yeah, she didn't answer the phone.
Cuéntalo.
No, en serio. She didn't answer the phone. I was really scared. I was in Union Square, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know where my wife was. She didn't answer the phone. And I said to myself, I said, man, maybe something serious happened. And, you know, I actually went. I went to a police car that was parked right there in Union Square. And I asked him, I said, listen, how many trains have passed? Because she said she was going to be here at a certain time. Guess what? Miscommunication. She went home. And I'm a dummy waiting at Union Square.
Oh my
wow.
God. But you were worried.
I was worried, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I was calling and she wasn't picking up because the phone was, you know, she's on the ground. So it wasn't even 5 hours. It was just that we missed the time.
Yeah.
So nosotros quedamos, you know, 14th Street Union Square is really busy. So I told the officer, I was like, how many trains have passed that you've seen, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. It's just a coincidence, you know? We missed each other.
So this is another one. So the topic is still married men must. One thing you wish you could tell your wife, but you won't because you know it will start a fight. So another man said, it's okay to apologize when you make a mistake or when you say something you don't mean. Being stubborn because you don't want to lose, it's actually a loss in the long run.
There's always a loss.
What you think about that?
It's always a loss.
But you know what? Let's talk a little bit about that when we come back after this
Yeah.
song. All right?
Las canciones más calientes. En Hot en el Bloque. Con Kat Cabrera.
Jara y el bloque solo aquí en Latino Mixx y seguimos con una conversación en Reddit, ¿verdad?
Sí.
De algunas cosas que los hombres casados les quieren decir a sus esposas, pero no pueden por miedo a que pueda ser una pelea. Y creo que habíamos terminado con una que decía un esposo que es okay pedir perdón después de decir cosas que you didn't mean o pedir perdón because you were in the wrong. And can I tell you one thing?
Tell me.
That is like my biggest thing. I am the worst at
Same.
asking for forgiveness.
You are the worst.
I will not say that I was wrong.
Tú no perdonas.
I'm gonna play it off like no, I was. Even though like I realized that I was wrong, I'm gonna say no, I was not wrong.
Sore loser.
Ay,
Sore loser.
Hipota, esta hipota.
I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be better.
Yo, para la gente que no saben, we are in Instagram Live right now. Estamos en el Instagram Live de Kat Cabrera. También Anthony from the neighborhood.
That's right.
And they kicked me out.
They kick,
But honestly, he's frozen,
she's running the
right?
show. She's running the show over
Is
there.
he frozen on your screen?
He's not even on my screen.
On
You
my
see?
screen, he's frozen. Look,
Like, it's
I don't know if
crazy.
you could see.
Kat, let him into
He's
the room,
frozen.
Kat.
You see, he's frozen.
I'm back. Hey!
You're back. There you go.
In my screen,
Good to see you,
you're
bro.
frozen. You're still frozen.
Yo, so talking about that, de cosas de que tú no le puedes decir a tu mujer, ¿qué otras cosas tú no te le dirías a tu esposa?
Well, we were on the topic about saying sorry. So one of the things I would say right away is I'm sorry, pero ella, las mujeres, yo me he dado cuenta que son bien duras para decir, you know,
Pero es un
perdóname,
perdón,
o
yeah.
I'm sorry, you know, I apologize. Like, why is it so difficult for women to do that sometimes? I don't understand why.
I think is it our pride? I think it's because we're always right.
What you mean?
We hate to be wrong.
Wait. Yo, Anthony, you heard that?
Yeah, that's already reiterating the point I just made.
Like, why you always right? Like, for real, like.
Because you know what, women, we are always right. Our intuition is always spot on. We could see things before they could even happen. And we just know everything in the universe. We know it all.
Anthony,
Wow.
I think that ella es la clase de mujer
That's bold.
that she plays detective.
Yes.
You play detective?
FBI, what? Cold cat.
Dice FBI,
Cat.
DEA, Marshals.
She is the
CIA.
alphabet soup.
That's right.
Come on.
Anything that you need to find out, call me.
Okay,
Yeah. She's
okay.
checking your
Alright.
credit card statement like the IRS.
So this is
Yeah.
this is the
¿En qué
moment.
gastaste tú? Eso no fui yo.
I thought you said you went to eat out by yourself. This amount is like for two, okay?
And Anthony will be like, "There's a business meeting, honey."
Yeah, I was like, come on, man. That was a drive-through at McDonald's. What are you talking about?
Yo, tell her something. Hazle una pregunta. ¿Por qué ella es así?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. What are the arguments you feel like you must be the winner? Like you have to have won that argument just because you're a woman. Why do you feel
That's
that?
a good one right there.
Which, like, what arguments?
Yeah, like which was the one that you can't get wrong because you're a woman? You've got the answer.
All of the arguments.
Like what?
Wow.
Like what? Which one?
like changing oil?
They're changing oil. No, mentiras. I also think that it's just my personality. I hate being wrong because I feel like I'm one of those people that I feel like I know it all, but I don't.
Can I put in a word of the wise right now?
Yes,
Dale,
do
dale,
it.
dale.
So
I'm
the-
trying to learn.
To increase the length and the depth of your relationships, there is no point in winning.
Yeah.
There is no point in winning because honestly, like you love the other person so much. It's like, why do this? And why would you put your partner down if you're both in the same race?
In the same, yeah.
Exactly.
They're trying to get to the same goal.
Exactly.
I get
Which
it.
is the reason you got together in the first place. At the end of the day, it's like you're taking your left arm and you're
Yeah.
like punishing it with your right arm.
Right.
But it's still attached to you.
So, Anthony, when do you practice relationship counseling at this point? Because are you going to hit me with an invoice after this?
Anthony, respóndele, Anthony.
No, it's on the house. You got me on your show. It's on the house.
The next one I got to pay. The next one we got to pay.
First one's free. First one's free.
Wow, that was a good one, though.
That was
Yeah.
a good
That was a good one. Wise man here from the neighborhood.
No,
Thank
and
you
it's
very
so
much.
funny you said that, Anthony, because one of the other things men felt like they wanted to say to their wives without getting into an argument was, an argument is you versus me. A discussion is us versus the problem.
That's it.
That's deep. That's something you would say.
Yeah. You got to examine you got to examine what you feel.
Yeah.
And what's the actual circumstance. So, for example, like if something's actually happening, then that's what's happening, but separate your feelings from it, right? Or
Right.
your opinion of what should be or what could be or what would have been if you would have done this, that, the other. Those are all hypotheticals.
Right.
What's actually happening is what it is. And what can we do about it, right? Together as a unit. So versus just kind of imagining if you were better at this, you're kind of wasting time. You know, if you had something like going to crush you, if you didn't get the answer in 10 seconds,
Yeah.
it would have crushed you.
Right.
Right. So you just figure two heads are better than one.
Now, what about those men, right, that start very sweet and loving at the beginning?
The representative.
Ay, ay,
Is that
ay.
what it is?
Yeah. it's
Anthony, is that what it is?
Everybody has a representative when they get together. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Y después de representante, ¿qué pasa?
Yeah. Then after that, I don't know, you guys burp in front of each other.
Everything happens, huh?
Everything shows the true colors. It's like, you know, when you buy a pair of jeans, they tell you need to wash it before you wear it.
That's true.
Yeah, otherwise you end up with blue legs.
So you lose your representative and now you're stuck with the CEO.
Yeah. Actually, you got every department in there. You got the trash man because you.
So how do you go back to the representative? Because that is my biggest issue with men. Like, you guys start with one thing at the beginning, and then towards the end, you get the janitor.
So I'm gonna just tell you this here. You're both in a relationship, so you actually both do it. The thing is, you don't get to see yourself in the relationship that you are having with the other person. So you go through a transformational stage of your own, but it's much harder to point the finger at you. That's why people have such trouble with apologizing. So you do change as well, and you're change. So it's like basically two trains
Right.
in motion. But while the two trains are in motion, you're trying to throw messages to each other from the carts that are also moving.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to hit the moving target that's, even though they're on the same rail heading in the same direction, right?
Okay.
It's hard to get them in the right place. So a lot of this just comes into you recognizing who you are in the relationship, because your role changes. You become parents and, so on and so forth. And that's why maybe somebody's cool the first 3 days or 3 months, but then they start to change. Because now you just up the game, right?
But you're right. Everybody has a role in a relationship. Even if you don't have any kids together, while you're just dating, you still have a role in that relationship.
Absolutely. And then, your relationship starts to evolve, because then it's no longer on like, let me impress you with the date. Now you're trying to find some real weight to it, right? Because now you're just like, all right, I got through the glam, the glitz, the glory, the fun. What's going to happen the day I got a flat tire? Are you coming out to help?
Are you coming out? Yeah. Can I count on you?
Exactly.
And I think for women, that's one of the biggest things. You want security, right? And you want to make sure that the person that you're kind of might start a family with, that you could como es depender en esa persona.
Yeah, and for men too, it's not like we're not the ones who are like the all providers with the cape that shields everybody. Men also want to know that that's something that's handled, whether, she's a woman of the home or not. We also want to make sure we have that security with the other person. I think that's what cuts down the jealousy too, because, the 5-hour thing you talked about, some circumstances are understandable, but other ones, you just kind of got to let go.
But you know what? Let's take a break. Vamos con una canción y vamos a hablar. Yo quiero saber tu opinión de las mujeres tóxicas. We'll be right back.
De regreso. De regreso. En Hot en el Bloque.
Hot en el Bloque.
Regresamos con Hot en el Bloque, and today we switched it up a little bit. We were talking about relationships, and we got lucky that we were able to have Anthony in our podcast.
I'm not your guru.
You are the guru.
Anthony from the neighborhood in the building.
In the building. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And you know what? From now on, like I want Anthony once a week on Hot en el Bloque, giving us
like
relationship advice.
Knowledge,
because
right?
You know what? After today, I'm a changed woman.
Yeah.
After today,
That's what you get on Saturdays. That's it. I'm giving you guys Saturday blessings on what day of the week is it?
Today is Wednesday.
Wednesday. Oh man.
Today is Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday or Tuesday? What is today?
Wednesday.
Yeah,
Today is Wednesday.
it sounds like a Tuesday to me. It's a Tuesday.
So talk to me, Anthony. Talk to me about what you think about toxic women, like in general. What do you think about that?
So, but what is, before you get into it, what is considered a toxic woman?
I mean, do we have to say it's just women? I mean,
Thank you.
First of all, let me just kind of say, we all fought for equal rights. So if you get equal rights, you get equal blame.
Equal opportunity.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's true.
you got to get equal blame for the same thing. So, but I think it's somebody that's toxic.
Yeah.
It's just draining. If you ever feel like you're compelled to a point where you have to go above and beyond yourself, and it's not a struggle for growth, then it's a toxicity.
Right.
Right? Because there's a certain thing where you got a guy who's telling you, give me 10 more push-ups. That's something for growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that's going to propel you forward. And yes, pain and gain and all that other good stuff. But if it's not, if it's just depleting you, it's toxic.
It's toxic.
Yeah.
And what would be like some actions that you feel like would be like depleting a relationship?
First of all, the other person's not there to complete you.
Okay.
So if you're looking for the other person to make up something that
To
you
make
don't
you
already,
happy or to do
that's
any
not
of
what they're
those
there for.
things.
That's not their
Okay.
job. That's not their job.
What about companionship? Because I feel like that could be like a big thing too.
Yeah. I mean, but you got to bring that to the relationship, right? You
Right.
got to bring that company and that feeling of being with somebody else. That's where your contribution comes in. And as they say, you give and you get, right?
Right.
So you got to give something into the relationship. You can't look for this person to be the one to resolve your problems. That's toxic.
That's toxic.
Yeah, that's
now,
my opinion.
I heard Vikingo is only into toxic women.
A mí me gustan las tóxicas. Es que como las tóxicas como que se preocupan por ti un poquito. Mira, Napo dijo lo mismo los
Napo
otros días.
did say the same
Yeah, like
thing.
the toxic women, they care for you. Él dijo en la última entrevista que estuvo acá, él dijo que como que si esa mujer te tiene que dar un riñón, te lo da porque te quiere. You know what I mean?
Pero si te tiene que dar un pescozón, también te lo da.
Exacto, también. Pero I'm not about the percosones. You
De
know?
frente a la gente.
No, tampoco así, tampoco así. No. But, I don't care. I really don't care if it's toxic or not. I don't like toxic relationships, but si la tipa está buena, hay que coger mano.
It depends what the strategy is, right?
Exactly.
If it's for maybe for now, then you're like, whatever, I put up with it, right? Because the representative was good enough.
The representative, I love that analogy.
But
by
if
the
you
way.
really want a long-term relationship, maybe that's not your groove, But hey, listen, How many brands of sneakers are out there?
A lot.
All right. And they got different sizes and they got who knows how many widths within that size, right? You get an 8 triple E, right?
Okay.
Because you got a wide foot. So there's a different foot or a different shoe for every foot. So
Ya tú me estás hablando de las mujeres tóxicas. Yo no me casaría con una mujer tóxica. Por eso que, Kat, I'm sorry, yo no te doy el anillo por eso.
Por eso, because you think I'm toxic?
You mad toxic, girl.
Wow. But I want to know, what's the most toxic experience that you've ever had within a relationship?
Anthony.
my relationships, wow. I mean, listen, I've had relationships that have been a little shallow.
Okay.
And I consider that to be very toxic.
What do you...
I got to go back almost 20 years, though. Hold on.
No, don't go back 20 years. Go back 25, please. 25.
To be safe.
I'll
Be safe. Because you said you were her for 19 years.
Yeah.
We're
Say
through-
25.
So let's go with the statute of limitations.
If I got to give you an advice, do 30 to 35, Anthony.
So, all right. So before most people got their mortgages, let's go with So basically what I would look at is like, you know, when a relationship is a little too shallow and is based on the superficial of like what you're wearing and what you look like, and it's that all the time, that's toxic.
Yeah.
Because you're only going to be able to keep up the front for a certain point, and you got to be able to see yourself and be like, when the person's old and the tattoo that was on the chest is now at the waist, am I still interested? Right? You got to look at it that way.
You got to look, I guess you're saying more of like the personality, right? You have to...
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Is the personality, you know, the values at the end of the day, and you guys really want to talk on tough topics, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like when that has passed, what is there?
Now, that's a really good point, right? To have those discussions at the beginning of a relationship, that's also important because you have to ask those tough questions.
Yeah.
Now, Anthony, what would you suggest some of those questions should be when you're starting to date someone? As like those tough questions or those uncomfortable situations.
That
or
representation.
conversations.
That representation at the beginning.
Well,
That you're not asking the
I'm gonna try to answer your question and Mary Love's question right here.
Okay.
Mary Love 3. Real thing here is there's not a magic way in which you will know that one person is toxic just because of something that they said. So there's not like this like immediate, you know, one question is going to tell you toxic or not toxic, right? What you really just have to do is be observant, you know, for yourself.
Of their actions?
Be observant of their actions, be observant of their responses, and just really try to look at the situation as if like, how would I ideally like to be handled? Now, remember, you're not trying to make this person the way you want them to be, right?
Exactly.
Right, exactly. So ideally, what would be the best solution? Not yours, just ideally what would be the best solution.
You know what? I feel like
But-
I should be Venmoing Anthony.
Venmoing
right now.
him?
Like this.
How much you will Venmo him?
These are like some gems. Because it's true. A lot of times we want to mold people into what we want them to
Yeah.
be, but that's not who they are.
And that's why they break up and
You
there's
know?
like, you know.
Opposites attract.
Right.
Opposites attract. And that's one of the things that you know, you need to look at. You also need to look at the fact that this person is here contributing their part. And they had their own experiences when they grew up.
Right.
Like, you know, sometimes you meet people, and this is like one of the things, like, I don't know, just to kind of plug my show. I try to figure this out on people. Like, you do that for a living, great.
Yeah.
But who are you? And I think we forget who we are and what we bring as value. And the other person that's next to you is just basically forgetting who they are. And they're
Right.
just expecting you to, you know, bring gifts every single day.
Right.
And I think that's just observing the situation. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's different shoes for every foot. So you gotta find yours.
Hey, Kat. Every single week that, you know, we've been here, you've been learning a lot.
You know what?
Like-
I feel like you guys should be paying me at this point.
Like, honestly,
We're gonna
like,
pay you to learn.
like Kat has learned about
But I want
stuff, other stuff, and
other
now
stuff.
she's
And now
learning
I'm
about
learning
relationship toxicity.
Bro, I didn't know we were coming in for relationships. Like, I'm over here trying to figure out what happened.
But I want to say a question for Anthony. So Marilve said, but what about when you say something that is good?
Get in.
My phone died.
Let's go to a track and we'll be right back.
No te muevas, no te muevas. Ya regresamos. Después de esta pausa.
De regreso, dale play a tu bocina. I started too soon.
No, you're good.
Oh, I'm good.
You're good.
That's what he said.
Wow.
You heard that?
That was smart.
You heard that, right?
She threw you right into that. too.
Right away. And then she's saying, respétame más.
respeta.
Ay.
Well, guys, this está escuchando Hot en el Bloque solo aquí en Latino Mixx, and we had a wonderful guest today. So I just want to say thank you so much, Anthony.
Thank you.
For being here in our neighborhood and bringing your neighborhood
That's right.
Hot
to
en el
our
Bloque.
hood.
I'm in your time slot right now, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. And you guys who are out there, you want to tune into my show. It's Saturdays at 11 o'clock on Latino Mixx. I mean, there's a new episode and a new person talking about their local neighborhood and some of the pretty amazing things that they're doing in their community.
That's awesome. I love that for you. I love that for us.
Thank you. Well, I want to thank the people who always bring this and put the show together. I mean, obviously, Vikingo there in the back. We got Triple R who's out there, Shots out there, and all the other guys in the morning shows and the afternoon shows, Bacaneria, La Dosis Mañanera.
Everybody.
Who else am I missing? Come
El
on, help me
Teteo,
out.
Traffic Jam.
Bam,
I'll be producing too, Anthony, believe it or not. I'll be back there trying to make sure the sound is right.
Nice.
You know?
Nice. Well, listen, don't hurt yourself. I mean, if you do, you got to call Liga de Justicia.
Liga de Justicia.
And the number is, Anthony.
1-800-355-1234. Yes.
No, we had such an amazing show. Honestly, like I learned so much. I think that our next upcoming show is going to be a relationship show where Anthony here is going to give you real life valuable lessons on relationships.
To stay in the doghouse.
For only $19.99, you can assist.
To stay out of the dog. How do you stay out of the house?
How?
Listen to Anthony on The Neighborhood. There you go.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I could be a director.
Appreciate
Pero
it.
guys,
Thank you.
stay here. Don't go anywhere because ya empieza el 5 o'clock traffic jam.
Hot en el Bloque.